You know what I mean? I just was not having fun. The
Yeah.
pressure was way too much for what it was.
The whole point of all of this is to be fun. And on Transformers, the last day I got up at like 6 a.m., went into the steam room. We were in like Trump Tower in Chicago, weird. And I went down in the steam room and I just sat there for like an hour. And I kept saying to myself, "Don't quit, don't quit." It's the last day. You don't have to quit. You don't have to make a point. You don't have to blow up at him. You don't have to yell at him. Just don't quit. You don't need to. Wahlberg at one point when we were in a field, he turned to me. He's like, "You would quit if you could." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "You would quit if you knew it wouldn't fuck up your whole shit in Hollywood. You would totally quit." And I was like, "Yeah, I would. I really would." And then he goes.
I know.
But what's strange is, so at the sushi place, I said to him, I said, what? So I wanted to ask him questions. I'm like, so how do you do the work ethic? Because you have this really strong work ethic, and I have similar work ethic, and so does Wahlberg. But have you figured out, like, how do you do the girl thing? How do you acclimate a woman into that life? And he just kind of was like, I don't know. I haven't really figured that out yet, but yeah, it's really difficult. And then I was kind of like, what? And I asked him, like, what kind of drives the work ethic? What is it? And he's like, I just think. Yeah, you just want to make these things that are great and people like them, and so you want to make them even better, and it just takes a lot of work. So I keep, you just make it better, make it better, make it better, make it better. And I said, and what about the terrible reviews? Like, you get such the critics attack you. People don't ask these people.
Yeah, yeah.
They actually are quite interested. And he said, well, Peter Travers gave me a bad review, and I just sent him this scathing letter, and it was kind of a mistake. And so I sent him some letters afterwards, but I don't think he'll ever. I asked him to lunch even. I really did. I mean, this is all Michael Bay being like really sweet and vulnerable. And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't you reach out? And maybe it would be nice if Peter Travers would sit down and kind of go, tell me about your process. If you're this huge film critic, why wouldn't you want to have dinner with but instead Peter Travers is like, ugh, I don't do this popcorn movie trash,
Yeah.
So kind of, to me, made me look at Peter Travers like, ugh, and at Michael Bay like, wow. And then I said, why do you yell at people so much? You're always yelling at people and you tell them they're doing this wrong. I saw him yell at this like DGA assistant, and he was like, this is why he'll never be a director, because I asked you for just a list of the stunts and you come back with fucking nothing. And he said, I was so fascinating. He goes, because everybody says like, hey, look, the fish stinks from the head down, but everybody on those sets were really nice, and they worked for him over and over.
Yeah.
And I said, why do you guys keep working for him? They're like, well, it's really hard, but then you make the movie, and then it comes out, and everybody loves it, and you see it, and it's so awesome, and then you kind of forget about what it was like to do the movie. And then he asks you to do it again, and you're like, but I need to get paid more. And he's like, I can't. And then he like pays you out of pocket, but it's so that he can make the budget small, but he pays the people well. So he has like Oscar-winning sound mixers and stuff that are working for him. And so then he he said, well, everybody complains on a movie set, right? Isn't that what everybody does? Everybody just sits around and complains because everybody has so much time. So wardrobe complains about the sound department. Sound department complains about how the camera department keeps complaining about the sound department. And, all the PAs complain about how long it's taking for the assistant director to get the director to actually do it. He was like, I give them all one thing to complain about. It's me. And so everybody complains to each other about me. He goes, so what he was saying was, I sort of crucify myself so that no one is complaining about each other.
It's a
so
common enemy
they're
bond.
all
what a brilliant man!
He scapegoats
Psychology.
himself. And I thought that was so fascinating. And then he's so funny, and he kind of got mad at me about this, but I wish that he would understand that this is how I describe how funny he is. Because he does a lot of work for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Again, he's like this really good dude. And Kate is always like, I don't understand. He couldn't have been that bad on set. And I was like, it's really, really hard, Kate. And she's like, I don't think so. I mean, we've been to his housewarming party. Everything. He's so sweet to me. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't work with him. And she's like, I think you're just being sensitive. And I'm like, no, he grabbed Bobby Lee's face, both of his cheeks, and he made him cry and have a little fear poo. And so there were Make-A-Wish kids that were on set, because this is like, they love Transformers now. They're like they're watching. It's crazy. They just love it. It's a wish, and he makes it come true. And I was doing this scene where I throw the football back and forth with Wahlberg, and it was a joke slot, so I kept like throwing it And then I did a couple that kind of missed. They just like, I didn't say them right, and one was just not funny. And he was like, but we have to wait and reset to throw the ball. And he just, it made me laugh so hard. He just was like, he came over and he's like, TJ, you haven't said one funny thing. You got one more chance to say one, this is it. It's your last chance. You haven't been funny this entire scene. He goes, you haven't even made the Make-A-Wish kids laugh. And I look over and they're all like, they were kind of like, he's not being funny.
Yeah.
And that is so hilarious to me. But I yelled back at him. I go, you know what I like about you, Michael? I like the confidence that you inspire in your actors. That's my favorite thing about it. Yeah. And the whole crew just erupted with laughter. And he kind of was like, all right, one more. And then we did it and killed it. And it was great. But he is also very funny. It's like Spielberg is like very funny. These guys are just so smart that they are funny. And but yeah, it was the same deal. Like I was like, I gotta get out of here. Then the movie comes out, people love it. Everybody who's seen it comes up to me like, I love my fucking Lyft driver today. It was like, dude, Transformers, man, you died too early. And I was like, cool. Can we take a picture? I took a picture. It's like, this is the first speak person that I've had in the car.
Yeah,
he's just so excited, and you're like, that guy loved Transformers. I'm so glad I did that film.
It was worth the suffering.
Yeah, because you do it for the people, not for yourself.
Yeah. But people don't understand when you, because I've also worked with Joe Pitka, who was a yeller.
Is he?
Yeah, and when you're actually there and having to talk with all the pressure and all the stuff, right? It just puts another element of like stress. You know, and it's so not fun. But I guess when it comes out, and especially when the years go by and people come up to you over the years, and also people buy tickets. You know, when I do stand up on the road.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, right. So it all helps.
That's so necessary, and it's almost like if you told me you got to go and do the next Transformers, because Spielberg even told me, he's like, I'm trying to get you into. Well, I want to put you in the next Star Wars. I want to put you in the next Transformers. I'm trying to get Michael to put you in the next Transformers. And I was like, because we run into each other randomly, and his wife's name is Kate, and she's also an artist. So it's just weird. But and I was like, yeah, but I died in it. And he's like, yeah, but you could come back as a Transformer, or whatever. And I was like, that's Spielberg. He's like, we'll do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And he said, but I'm trying to get Michael to put you back in. I was like, he's also like mad at me right now because he heard that Make-A-Wish thing, or somebody told him about it I said it on Doug Loves Movies, and he was just so upset about it. And he wrote me this email because I hurt his feelings. He was like, I do this thing for Make-A-Wish and you're making fun of me, but I wasn't. I was trying to explain he's really fun. That's such a funny thing to say. You're being so unfunny that the Make-A-Wish kids haven't even laughed. Like all they want to do is laugh, and you're fucking this up. That's so funny to me. And so I said, I don't think he wants me to be in the next one.
But you were not making fun of him. You were just telling a story that happened, right?
He's a sensitive guy. So I said to Spielberg, I go, so he's mad at me. And Spielberg goes, well, he does that with me. Like every 6 months or every year or so, he'll like yell at me, and he doesn't want to talk to me for a long time. And I was like, he'll yell at you?
Wow.
And Steven Spielberg's like, yeah, he does. But he comes back around. He'll come back around. And I said, you know what I think? I think he's like a high school kid. I think that he has a little bit of a demeanor of a high school student, that he's really sensitive, but he's very blustery. And he knows that he's really good at something, but he's the best at something, but that he's still kind of, he can second guess himself. He's really sensitive. And Spielberg was like, yeah, I guess I have never thought of it that way, but I think you're right. I think you might be right about that.